Oh, I'm live. I didn't realize it was already live. Oh, well, hey, Ed. Hey, how you been, buddy? And John. Hey, John Augusta, how you doing? Uh, didn't realize I was going to get anybody on here. I didn't. I've been busy. I've been busy. I tried to do a few little upstream, a little, well, I can't do live streams from my phone during the day, but I can record. And I was in a spot doing the backyard, and I was calling the irrigation repair to the rescue. Surgery Thursday. What kind of surgery? Oh man, you okay? I've never had any surgeries. Oh, your shoulder? Did you have a replacement? That's right. You were over there in Afghanistan, weren't you, John? Torn labrum. Well, hey, you know what? I want to thank you, John, for your service of going over there and battling it out with, with your thing, Afghanistan. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for going over there and going on tour over there. It's not a pretty sight, and it's probably a lot of things you don't want to talk about. You know, um, I've never been in war. I appreciate it, John. I really do. Can you guys hear me? Pretty good. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, excuse me, I look like a mess. Probably, I've been just being lazy today. I've been lazy today. I've been pretty busy lately, working on jobs, doing different jobs, and I tried to do a video of a job that I was in the backyard of doing, called irrigation rescue to the irrigation repair to the rescue. Yeah, I did it like 3 or 4 times and then realized that it didn't work, and then I had to go back and do it again. I hate that. But the people that I was doing it for had this huge solar system on their house, so and I was standing right there by the solar unit, so maybe that was the reason why I wasn't doing too good. Plus, I don't have a really expensive phone. Being the kind of work that I do, playing around water and digging ditches and everything, that I do, I'm rough on phones. And so I go through phones like about every year and a half. I have to get a new phone. But anyway, yeah, so that was a really tough week. Plus, I've just been going through some issues, you know, dealing with the murder of my son by Westminster Police Department. And, you know, I get on Facebook, and, Regan, she does good stuff for me on Facebook. She's always posting stuff and keeping it going. And, you know, and doing the live streams helps too, because it helps me to be able to talk about stuff, to get it out there. And, but the thing of it is like you get on Facebook and you read and post this stuff, and that's really awesome. And then but it's when you read the stuff that people write, and this is for all you people out there, all you friends and family of Timmy and of the family. Thank you for all your comments. We know you love Timmy, and we know you miss him very dearly, and we know that Timmy is not the type of guy that Westminster is portraying, is trying to make him out to be. Everybody knows that. I mean, Just they all know it. So, taking this into a fight, this is a fight. This is a war. It's not a war where we're shooting guns. It's not a war where we're going to throw bombs. It's not that type of war. This is a war where we need to seek the truth. And where I want to go with this is I want this case reopened. Reopened with an outside investigation and bring these freaking cops to justice. You know what I mean? You don't get to kill people just because you have a badge, just because you've been on the police force for 28 years. That doesn't give you a right to go gun somebody down. And we're not in a war zone. John could tell you all about war zones. Right, John? Bet you John's seen more than his share of war zones, of that type of war. And so, war is not fun, man. It's not fun. It's not fun. This is not fun what we're doing here. And and this is for, hey, Stephanie. I called you Steph, like I know you really good. I do. I know you. You've been a friend of mine on here for a while. And I really want to thank all you for coming on here and following me. I really do. I really do, because I really value your support. And I need that. And, the family needs it too, but this is a really tough time. And anyways, like I was saying, is, when I go in there and I read comments that people, when Regan posts stuff, and, Tommy posts stuff on Facebook, and I read and this is for mainly the people here that know Timmy, that knew Timmy. We know he's not what they said. This is all a bunch of lies that these Westminster people have put out there to cover up what they did. And so this is for, I have a list of email addresses. This war that we're in right now, we need to take it to another level, man. We're not making enough noise over there in Colorado. We're not making any noise at all. There's nothing being done about Tim. There's no one even knowing about it. Regan goes down to the city council meetings, and she, does her thing down there, and she makes some noise down there, and she makes noise on Facebook, and and we get on here and we make noise on here. But the thing of it is we really need people to be flooding these emails that I'm fixing to give out. So if you don't have an ink pen on you right now, because I don't have anybody right now posting up email addresses that I want to put on here for you, we need to start writing letters and emails to everybody there in Colorado, the high officials and stuff, because we need to get this case to a grand jury. We need to get this case to a grand jury. This case needs to go to a grand jury. It needs to be reopened and a real outside investigation done, because anybody who's going to look at the discovery drive that we have, your jaw is gonna hit the ground, and we can't release that. And I was like talking with Regan the other day about it. I live in California. Regan lives there in Colorado. She's my go-to person there. She's become one of my best friends, and she's done very, very awesome for me. I don't know what I could do without her. I wouldn't even got this far without her. Yeah, right. You're right, John. We need some kind of special prosecutor or but we have to get the word out there. We're not making it. We're like Regan was telling me that we're not making enough noise, and I don't want to pull out the race card and stuff. But they're snatching up these other shootings, and I understand these other shootings have video. I mean, you have video of a cop shooting somebody. I mean, there's no video on Timmy. I mean, it's just circumstantial evidence and stuff. You wrote the chief? Good. Keep writing him about body cams, but we need to be and transparency. Yeah, that's what we need too. But also we need to be writing to because there's the forensic findings of this shooting of Timmy. They're not there. And those forensic findings that the CSI was supposed to be done, which they probably did, but some people have a way of making stuff disappear. And see, because there's a knife that was found, but it was found inside of an apartment. And like I said in my last stream, there's no evidence really supporting the fact that my son, they're trying to say that my son busted into like 4 different apartments. Okay. Now, how he did this barefooted in a pair of shorts and a t shirt with a cell phone in his hand the whole time, I don't know. And there's no bruising on his shoulders from autopsy. There's no bruising on his shoulders, no abrasions on his shoulders, no bruisings on the bottom of his feet. So if you're going to kick in deadbolt doors, you're going to have bruises and cuts on the bottom of your feet. You're going to have some bruising on your forearms or your shoulders. None of that was the case in Timmy's case, in the autopsy findings. The only thing that was wrong with him is he had some dirt on him and a bunch of bullet holes in him. Okay? And a cell phone a foot away from his hand. And so, and then there's a live stream video. I'm not a very good computer person. I don't know how to do videos. I can't even post pictures or videos on my YouTube thing because I don't know how. I don't know how. And it's when I do stuff, things different and weird out on me. I don't know how to do any of this. I'm learning how to fight. This is the way I learned how to fight. It's because I'm not going to just sit there and let somebody kill my kid and get away with it. They don't want money. So, I don't want to get paid money. I don't want to go to court and fight for money. I want to go to freaking court and overturn this freaking thing and open this case up and bring these dang cops to justice. Because there's no statute of limitations on murder. So don't give me this bull crap about, oh, well, you had 180 days. Well, we didn't have 180 days from the time that they shot and killed my kid. Okay? They shot and killed Timmy September 4th. Okay? So they held all the evidence, even though the case had been done by November, we still didn't get the names of the police officers or the district attorney's decision till mid-February. So they left us with roughly 2 weeks to get an attorney to dig through all this stuff to find something. That's done. That was done just so that we run out of that 180 days. And I don't understand that 180 days. And then you say you got 2 years to file with federal court. Okay, so we're going to be coming up on a year. John, I'm learning how to do computers and stuff. I don't know how, but I'm trying. So anyway, September 4th is going to be around the corner. It's just right around the corner. It's going to be a year. Okay, so one thing that me and Tommy were talking about earlier today, is we gotta start. We got to start fighting. We got to start making noise, because here you have it. Tommy brought to my attention today is, Timmy was hallucinating up on that truck, and Timmy told the cop, he told the owner of that vehicle to call the police. It's a German Shepherd. I want to keep saying pit bull, but no, it's German Shepherd puppies. Chased him up on top of there, and he wouldn't come down after the Lewis Engelberg, the officer, shows up there and he talks Timmy down. Timmy wasn't a threat there, and he got Timmy down off of there. And Tommy had told me, that Timmy's blood pressure was 90 over 185. Yeah, he's doing that cocaine as hard as racing so hot, so much, so fast. And he's doing it for so long that he was hallucinating. He was seeing things that weren't there. But Timmy still wasn't a threat. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't a threat enough the officer felt like he needed to pull out his gun at that time. Officer being Louis Engelberg, he didn't feel like pulling out his. It wasn't a threat. And Timmy admittedly. Well, we have Kilmer, Newman, and Lane. They're there in Denver, Colorado. They're reviewing it right now. We're close to signing a fee agreement. That's what we're close to doing that right now. And so, and then I've talked to a couple other attorneys. Yeah, well, so there is an attorney on it. Yeah, and they've been requesting some files and stuff like that. And so anyway, Timmy wasn't a threat then for Louis Engelberg to not detain him and put him on a 5150 or arrest him for being under the influence of cocaine. Which last I checked, I don't think cocaine is legal there in Colorado. I know it's illegal here in California. I know that's what I'm about ready. You know what, Steph? That's it. I'm thinking that that might be the path that we need to go on because they're snatching up. And I am not racist. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not racist at all. Right. Yeah. So I'm not racist, and but you know what? If my son were black, they'd be all over this. You know, and I'm not trying to. Timmy's white. Timmy's Caucasian, white. None of my kids are racist. They were all my kids played on a black football team. I coached football for years. For 20 years, I coached on a football team. I was the only white guy out there. So we're not racist. But, this is race. I mean, black person gets, and people are going to be mad that I'd said that. But you know what? Hey, I don't care. I mean, people who know me know that I'm not racist. Shoot, I'm more black, more Mexican, more black than anybody. As the guy that works for me, he's Mexican. He's Hispanic. You know. And in fact, we have a little joke. You know, we're the you want something done, you call us wetbacks. We'll come get it done. you know. So I mean, stuff comes in, jobs come in. We just go get it done. We don't play around. We just go get it done. You know. So, but yeah, Stephanie, you're right. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, hey, I'm Hispanic at heart. You know what I mean? I mean, I love to eat their food. I work hard like one. Uh, you know, that's it. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is, I wish I could write this down. I wish I had a way of putting all these email addresses on it, but uh, when like and this is for those who go on Timmy's Facebook page and who go on Regan's Facebook page and stuff like that. When she posts stuff, don't just look at it, feel sorry for the family. What we need you to do is we need you to repost it and then get the email addresses off of there and send some emails out. I mean, send some emails out. Demand that we get some answers. Let's make some noise. That's what this video is called. It's called Let's Make Some Noise. We have to make some noise. Okay, so, you know, I've written down, I've taken time. I wrote the governor there in Colorado. I wrote the governor yesterday or the day before yesterday. Even though he can't step in and do what he can't overthrow law enforcement, but that's not his title. I don't really know what all he does, but I sent him an email anyway. You know, if you would do that, that would be fine. You can do that for me, Stephanie. That'd be beautiful because I did, I copy them down and I send them too. And so right now, here's where I'm going with it right now is I've been so I just today the attorney general there in Colorado. His name is Phil Weiser. Weiser. Uh, I just sent him and I couldn't send him a direct email. I had to go in and I had to do a little thing where you put in your name and you have to, kind of give them a kind of reason. But I kind of looked through there a little bit and I went into criminal justice, because this is a criminal justice act. I mean, we're looking at these cops that they just killed my kid. They murdered my son. So, you know, but the way you get to there and, hey, I'm going to go everywhere because we need to start. It's time to strap up and start to get fighting. And we can't just keep waiting. There's God. Yeah, if you can find those, point me in that direction, Stephanie. Yeah, I want this case reopened. And so I wrote the governor, and if you have a pencil and paper, I could give you these email addresses. I'm sorry, I, maybe I can write it on here. Can I write on here too? I don't think I can write. Yeah, I can write. Okay, so here's one. Is G. I'm slow. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. You might want to go in there and double check. Okay, that's Governor Paulus. That's at Colorado State. Okay, so send him an email. I know, I understand that he can't do a lot, but he might be able to get the word out there. Or he may know where we can go to. Do you see where I'm going with this? I gotta find some way of getting around these people. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. Good. Good. See, because that's where we need to go. And so now I'm going to give you guys another one. Okay, so there's Tim Carlson. That's Chief of Police of City of Westminster, Tim Carlson. Okay, this is the guy that we've been talking about off and on here. Tim Carlson. He's the Chief of Police there. Okay, so he should know. He's the chief. He should know answers to what his officers are doing out there in the street all the time. I mean, I email him, I talk to him, not talk to him on the phone. If those guys, police officers, and those people like that, lawyers, police officers, those guys are trained to talk around you, and they're very good at it. And they're very good at it, and they're very crafty with the way they do things. Yeah, there you go. Colorado Attorney General. You got his phone number right there. Good. Because, you just go to the website there and you fill out. I was looking for his name is Phil Weisser. Is I'll write it down. Philwiser. He's the Attorney General. Bill Weisner. He's the Attorney General. Go on their website. Just type what I looked up today was I just typed in Attorney General for Colorado, state of Colorado, and it took me to the page. And I had to go around there and read around and find some stuff. Find out because they have a lot of different things that they do. But they're what it says on there. They're attorney for the people. And that's what we need. If he, send him an email address. I mean, send him an email or a note or something, and then the guy can probably point. If he can't do anything about it, maybe he can point us in a direction to where we need to go. You know, and so and then here's another one. This one here's you guys remember this one is Dean Villano. He's the commander in chief. Okay, so now the first time I got to talk to Dean Villano. Uh, I'm just gonna put it out here. I messed up. I already messed up. Dean Villano. His is D. So there's he's the commander in chief, and I might have spelled that wrong. So you might want to. It's D Villano at cityofwestminster.us. Okay, that's his email address. And we want this case reopened. What I'm trying to do with this guy right here, this Dean Villano, the guy right here, he plays. He's the commander. Okay, the first time I ever talked to this man, he made it out that he was in the property department to release the. He never did tell me the whole time that I was talking to him, and the whole time. Remember that he never did tell us that he was the commander. Okay, so he's the commander of the cops that are under him. Yeah. Okay, so do you remember back in February, March, Regan called down there and we were trying to get the property release, and uh, she got on the phone with this guy and he's talking about policy and stuff like that. And remember that she stated cite the policies, state the policies 42 times. Okay, this is the guy. He's the commander. He hung up on her. Okay, he doesn't like Regan. If she was coming at me with some questions, I'd probably run and hide too. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Stephanie. How'd you find that? I looked for that. How did you find that? You're amazing. You're amazing, Stephanie. Thank you. The donations for him. All right, cool. That's cool. Hey, yeah. So that's all right. So yeah, but that's here, and so with so Dean Villano, he never did tell us that he was the commander. He made us think, that he was just in the property department and he was just trying to get this property released to the family, the personal property and stuff like that. Well, okay, so the cell phone has always been an issue. Timmy's cell phone that was a foot away from his hand, 12 inches away from his hand. Remember when they said, oh, he had a knife and he was charging at the police? And then one person was trying to say that he had a knife in both hands. Okay, now at the earlier this stream here that I just did, I was telling you about how Timmy was supposedly busted in these like 3 or 4 deadbolt doors, and he's in no shoes. He's barefooted. He's got on sports shorts and a t-shirt and a baseball cap, but yet his forearms aren't tore up, his shoulders aren't tore up, his feet, and there's nothing was wrong with his feet. He just had a bunch of bullet holes in his body. Okay, so yeah, that guy, there's no way that he could have busted through deadbolt doors like that. And they haven't produced any evidence to put him in any apartment either. And so, but Timmy was one of the guys, and if you followed my streams, yeah, see, hell no. Feet were fine. The autopsy, I have the autopsy. The feet were fine. In fact, they planted evidence. There was a knife found. But how many of you people have a knife in your house? Everybody. Everybody. Shoot, I got tons of knives in this house. Well, they happened to find the knife in one of the apartments. Okay. But the forensic findings are not in this discovery drive. And this is the discovery. This is just like the discovery drive. I showed it last time. See this little thing right here? This contains a lot of information. This isn't the one. It's over here. But that file is gone. Okay. To place Timmy in the house with that knife in his hand, his fingerprints would have been on that knife if he had it. But lo and behold, it's not there. Forensic findings are not there. Ballistics are not there. These cops, 11 shots went into my son. One shot in a downward like this, coming down in the back of his neck through the articular artery or whatever that's called, the jugular. And there was a report of a guy named Grew. Says he's walked across that football field. He didn't hear any gunshots, but at the time, because there was more than 11 shots. 11 shots penetrated Timmy. So John, this Grew guy, he walks all the way across this football field, and he doesn't hear any shots, but he sees an officer with his knee on my son's back, with pushing him down, yelling with his gun drawn. And that's when I think the cop shot Timmy right in the back of the neck to make sure he died. Oh, that knife was inside of a door, was inside the doorway of an apartment that Timmy was supposed to broken into. Okay, but there's no evidence, no fingerprints, nothing to prove that he was actually in one. There's only you seen the pic? You seen the pic of the knife, right? Yeah, see the pic of the knife inside the doorway. Yeah, okay. So, but still, that was like Timmy's like 40 feet away. Maybe the cops were 30 feet away from him when they shot him. That's another thing. They were 30 feet away from him. Even if you're a cop and you have a guy that's with a knife and you got guns, you have tasers and stuff like that, plus you're a cop. You're trained to take people down with knives, right? You'd think so, you know. I mean, but see, that's not the case. You know, the thing of it is, See, and you haven't. Amen to that, Stephanie. Amen. Yeah, there's no way. He didn't have a knife. He had a cell phone in his hand the whole time that he was being shot at. And it says the first shot hit him, and he spun around and he fell to the ground and he got back up and he kept coming out. But if you see, okay, so the video that Regan posted on her thing, if you look at that video, what Bo and her did, you'll see the area where Timmy's at, and you'll see where the cops were standing. So for him to get out of there, if somebody's shooting at you, you're going to try to get out of there. You're not going to stand there. Yeah, right, John? John knows. John's a military vet. He's been over there. People shooting at you, you getting covered, man. And so Timmy, he's a running back. He played football. As soon as he knew what was going on, if he knew what was going on, guarantee he was trying to get away. Yeah. The knife was inside the door frame, almost behind the door wall. No way it could have flown back that way either, and landed perfectly right there. Yeah, he was running for cover. That's what Timmy was doing, but he couldn't get away. Even he was trying to crawl, and that dude shoved his knee in his back and pumped another bullet in him. Okay? See, that's how it happened. It wasn't the other way around. He was running at me, trying to kill me. He had a knife in the hand. No, because Timmy was notorious. You can go and type in Timmy Henley on YouTube and watch some of his videos. He's floating down a river with the cell phone in his hand, and he's got a beer in the other hand. He's 27 years old. He lived life. I just had this awesome dream of him last night. I had 2 dreams of Timmy last night. I had this awesome dream. It was kind of weird dream though. It was like we found this motorcycle. There were 2 of them. There was a yellow one, and I can't remember the one. But he was like jumping, riding this yellow motorcycle. It was like a dirt bike, man. He's like flying, and this dude was like flying off jumps that were like 200 feet drop and stuff. It's a dream. Okay, it's a dream, but those are good dreams. Exactly. And you know what? Me and Tommy were just talking about that, Stephanie. Me and Tommy and I were just talking about that just hours before. Me and Tommy had about a 2-hour conversation. You guys know Tommy and Timmy are twins. Okay. We were just talking about that. There's no freaking way that Louis Engelberg meeting with Timmy in the morning, that morning, and Timmy telling him some wild German Shepherd puppies chased him up on that car. They took him down, put him in the paramedics, and his heart rate was 90 over 180, 185, maybe 190. That's pretty high. That's pretty dang high. Okay, so, but then after they released Timmy, Timmy told him thank you for it says that he said thank you in the report. Timmy says thank you. I feel much better now. But see, they still should have took Timmy in. It should have been a ride to the hospital exactly with that heart rate that high. Exactly, Stephanie. You're totally right. Totally, totally right. Because when Timmy got in a wreck over here on his motorcycle, because he called it splitting traffic, splitting lanes, splitting traffic. You know how, I don't know if you do in your state, here in California, these motorcycles, they fly around cars and stuff, and and Timmy was doing it too, and I always used to get on him about it. Damn, Timmy, don't do that. Don't. In fact, sell that damn bike. He had one of them crotch rocket bikes. One of them things that go like 200 miles an hour and stuff. And so anyway, he was splitting lanes right over here on this real busy road. We have Briggsmore and Old Oakdale Road. They cross, and it's like huge car everywhere. It's like 4-lane highway. And Timmy was weaving around there, and one car turned, and he hit the car. Timmy flipped over the hood of the car, and landed on the pavement and cracked his helmet. And Tommy calls me, and I was eating dinner, and so we jetted down on him. We got out there, and they had Timmy sitting up in the back of the ambulance, and his helmet's cracked, and Timmy's sitting there going, "No, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm all right. I'm all right." And the officer there on the scene pulled me aside and said, "Mr. Henley, your son's going to the hospital. Either way, he's going in handcuffs, or he's going to go on his own." And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to sit there. I'm gonna have to argue with Timmy now and to get him to go to the hospital." And yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're right, Steph. You're right. And so when he died, when he got to the, you know, when Timmy got to the, when he got to the morgue and they pulled him out of the body bag, he still had those things on him from the morning. Those little things, the little sticker things they stick on you and they plug wires to them. He had those. They call them leads. They had them on him. Not unless they came out that afternoon after they shot and killed him and he's laying there dead and they hooked him up. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but they were still on him. It says it in an autopsy when they read it off. They even found leads on him and stuff. So, hmm. So anyway, that's the thing about it is this guy, what you call it, this Engelberg dude. Timmy told the cops that morning, "Thank you for coming out. I feel better." And then they released him. And then to come out 2 more hours after that and gun him down, and the dispatch going through the dispatch traffic, you can hear the dispatch rattle off Engelberg's number, badge number probably, or his number. Ask him, "It's probably that medical. Did you transport that medical earlier this morning?" And then he comes back with negative. He's the first man on the scene, first officer on the scene, fires once, and then when Hibbelman shows up, he yells knife, bam, 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 bam. They just start gunning. And there's bullet holes everywhere. We have pictures of bullet holes in the wall. We have, and there was a school, Rocky Mountain Elementary School, less than 100 yards away, football field away. And you're firing higher powered guns, man. There was a bullet inside one of the kids' bedrooms of the apartment. In the apartment, in a kid's bedroom inside. If you can point me into that direction, Stephanie, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And so, but anyway, and then when they interview Officer Engelberg, they ask him, "Did you not know that that was the guy that you met with in the morning?" And he says, "I never saw that guy before in my life." And Tommy and I were just talking about that this afternoon. It's about, okay, so you just 2 hours ago, you're a cop. You've been on the force for 28 years. And so that'd be fine. You can send them to me through courtyard lawn care at gmail.com. I'll put it on there right now. This is my email address. There's my email address. So if you have that and you want to send it over to me, you can do that, or you could probably put it on here and I can get it off there because I like to check. I check these too sometimes. But if you don't want to do that, you want to send that stuff over there, then you could do that. That's perfectly fine. And you know. So hey, and I have another since where I'm at it right now, I'm thinking about it. Okay, so now this Carlson guy, this Carlson Chief Carlson, I've been getting some and email addresses from him to send it because he's trying to do his job. He's trying to help me out, right, as much as he want, as much as he can. Okay, so yeah, so he's a nice fella. But anyway, so he gave me the name of this lady over there, and her name is Sally Freshour. Her name is Sally Freshour. She's at the DA's office. Okay. Now I was looking on the thing earlier, and she is actually okay. So that's Sally Freshour. She's actually over there at the DA's office. So she's the one that we need to talk to about getting the forensic findings and any other things that we need to do. Plus, I got, we need to talk. I need to talk to her about the grand jury, about how to get a case to submit to the grand jury. Because that's who we need to go to is to the grand jury to get this reopened. Because once the grand jury sees the findings and all that stuff, they're gonna be once they see this, I'm pretty sure they're gonna look at this discovery drive and they're going to do, it's an open and shut case. They're going to say, wow, we need to do an investigation. But we don't want Westminster guys touching this investigation because they lie. They're a bunch of liars. If the dude, Dean Delano, is going to jump on there, and don't let what I'm telling you detour you from sending out information to these people. And I will get also some more email addresses and because I'm going to start digging for email addresses too because I'm going to go everywhere with this and I'm not going to stop. you know I get spun out, forgive me, I get spun out and pissed off and I don't know, but just forgive me, you know what I mean, but I'll get right back on track. you know I don't understand. They have admitted to having the phone because I've talked to the lead investigator, Mark Swisser, over there at the 17th Judicial Investigation. Me and him talked about the phone. Dean Villano and I have talked about the phone. We've all talked about the phone, but yet the phone has not been mentioned in any freaking report. The phone is not listed in as evidence. So we're asking for the phone back, but they want to hold on to the phone. Even over in Thornton was the ones who did Thornton, Colorado was the ones who did the actual investigation. They because Westminster did the shooting, but Thornton and somebody else from the sheriff's department, from the Adams County Sheriff's Department, did the investigating of this case. And so when I was talking to Thornton, because now we wanted the property after the DA kicked out the file saying the decision letter saying that he wasn't going to prosecute the attorneys and I mean the attorneys, the cops. So I started asking. I called over to Thornton because they had the evidence. That I mean, they had the property, and so we were wanting that phone, and we went over there, and that's what we need to do. In fact, I got that, Stephanie. I have that. I have that in. We've had that in with the attorneys for quite a while. And for some reason, they're just having a rough time getting this stuff. So we just got to keep putting pressure on these people to get it up. They don't want to give up anything. Yeah, they don't want to give up anything. The case is closed. It should, yeah, you're right. The case is closed. There shouldn't be, nothing else should be held. I mean, they should give all Timmy's property, and the phone is his property. The phone is his property. They didn't list it in any phone. They didn't list it in any reports. Now they can't go back and write a new report and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, we forgot." What? You forgot the phone? This is a murder. You killed this dude, man. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying. Tommy's been trying tirelessly to get that phone. I've tried a few times to get it. I haven't really been trying to get the phone, but we do know the phone's not broke. We do know the phone works because Timmy was killed on September the 4th. His memorial, a celebration of life, was all on the 17th of September. And up till that and after that, see, Timmy had a step counter on his phone, and that step counter counted 5,000 and some odd steps on the day of his memorial over 2 weeks after he's dead. And that phone, after he was killed, he got shot. Was it 1:20 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon? That phone was answered because his girlfriend Kristen called him, and she said somebody picked up the phone. They didn't answer. They didn't say anything, but you could hear cars driving by, and then it just hung up. Timmy was dead. Okay. By that time, Timmy's dead. So that phone has made that phone, there's nothing wrong with that phone. And that phone being out of the case, laying on the ground like it is when you see that picture of the phone that's blown up, that Regan and them blew up. They blew that picture up so we can see it. That phone is in 3 pieces. That phone is kind of like this phone. You can't get this case off. If I drop this phone on the ground, it's not coming out. It's not coming out of this case. Timmy, before he left from California to move to Colorado, he only lived in Colorado 6 weeks. Okay, before he moved there, he was so hard on phones. He always cracked the glass. He was all the time, and he even lost his phone in the river. He's floating down the river. He loved rapids and stuff. He's floating down the river. He lost his phone. I mean, he just loses phones. And so before he moved there, he bought a brand new iPhone, and he bought a heavy duty case. He was showing me. I was sitting there watching TV, and he came in. He's going, "Look, Dad, look, check it out, man." He's like, I go, "Did you get your good case?" He goes, "Heck yeah, man!" And he just throw that phone down the ground. And it's like bounces like a rubber ball. So that picture of that phone in 3 pieces over there laying on the sidewalk by his hand, somebody took that phone out and displayed it like that. Yeah, it looks like what they did is they just took off the case, took off the battery back, and laid it out there. Yeah. So see, the phone probably had, that's, yes, special prosecutors can get cases reopened. Maybe that is who I'll need to write to. Yeah, we just need to find out who they are. But and yeah, they were trying to do that. But Timmy recorded, I guarantee you, Stephanie, Timmy recorded his murder. He's all the time recording on that freaking phone. On every phone. That was his thing, man. He had phone, he had camera that goes on his head. He could go swimming in water and record it. He just loved everything he'd done was video. He had that phone, and they probably erased it, but that's an iPhone. On an iPhone, it's like a computer hard drive. You can erase it, It's still there. Anybody, you could take that into a lab to somebody that knows how to pull stuff off. You can get information off of that. And I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I feel bad for saying that now. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so do you know what do you see where I just went with that? So yeah, so that phone, they know the phone exists. The phone is not broken. So don't give me no BS about the phone being broken, and and we know that even the people I went down to over here, we have Metro PCS. That's where Timmy had his service through. It's an Apple phone. Uh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, see, you know what we're talking about, Stephanie. Yeah, I feel the same way. Same exact way I feel that way. So yeah, they're holding on to that thing tight as they can. Oh, you do? Since you're a computer person, then see, I'm not into that. I turn them on. I can email people. I can post. I can paste and copy. I can paste and copy. I'm learning a lot, but uh, I'm not real good at it. So you won't hire me. But that's cool that you're into it. How old are you, Stephanie? I know you're not supposed to ask a woman how old she is, but I just kind of wanted to know. 2001, 2002, or 36. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. You're about the age of my oldest son, Dustin. He's 35, 34, 35, maybe 36. He's born in 86, 1986. I had to think. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the big either 5'3" or 5'4" in December. So I don't care. I'll tell people how old I am all the time. I feel good. 83. That was my graduation year, 1980, the class of 83. So you're over in you're in Minnesota, right? No, Michigan. Yeah. No, you know what? I don't feel like I'm 54. I don't. My body sometimes does, but most of the time it don't. You know, I feel like I'm maybe 30. I'll tell you what, man. I remember the 30s. They flew by. I don't. I remember I had this issue about when I was getting ready to turn 30. I remember I was like, "Wow, I'm gonna be 30," and then the next day I woke up and I'm 44. Wow, I don't even remember those. I think when I was 34 is when I first started getting into the internet. I remember there was a Prodigy Internet, and there used to be them chat rooms. Remember? Yeah, I can't get up off my knees either sometimes, Stephanie. Nope. What did you have major surgery on your back? Oh wow, wow. Yeah, I get down on my knees too, but during the day when I'm working, it's fine. I can bend down. I can get down. Ooh, dislocation of your right knee 3 times. Ooh, that hurts. I've hyperextended my knee kicking a kick bag, at the gym, working in martial arts and kicking the bag, and the bag swing and pow, it hyperextended my knee the other way that it shouldn't have went, and it hurt for a few days. But I never had any dislocated bones. Dude, that just hurts thinking about it. You're okay now, though, right? Good. So when they did back surgery, what they do? Did they were back on the vertebrae? You know what? I hurt my lower back from the C4 all the way to one. They cleaned out the cartilage. Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel for you, girl. Your knees hurt because your feet, your ankles, your knees. Those are the ones that carry all your weight, man. And I'm always over. I've been overweight all my life. I was always a little porker. You know what I mean? I'm in decent shape right now. I think I weighed the other day at the doctor at 208 pounds. But I'm built short and stocky, so I'm not fat. You know what I mean? But I'm still about, I'd say about 10 pounds overweight. But if you ask the doctor, he'd say I'm about 20 pounds overweight. That should be about 175. But 175 is like anorectic for me because I'm just a short, stocky guy. I'm only 5'4.5", 5'5", maybe. I always thought I was 5'7", but maybe I'm 5'6". I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably getting shorter. Yeah, you know what? And I quit counting calories. Forget all that. Just I don't eat. I don't. I just eat a lot of chicken, a lot of turkey. And here lately, since I've been real busy, I've been eating beef. Because my body feels like I need it. I don't eat it every day. A lot of eggs and stuff like that. I could live on Mexican food, but I don't count calories anymore. I used to do all that stuff, count calories. I don't drink sugar. I don't eat salt. I have high blood pressure, so I can't do salt. But I just try to eat. And then I go to the gym and I swim laps in my pool at the gym. I do that, a couple times a week. I haven't done it in about a week or so, but because I've been busy. But uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoy food too, and just watch what you eat. Don't eat too much of it, and kind of stay active and stuff. Gardening work is a really good work. I love gardening work. I love it. I've been doing it almost all my life. Here's the thing: is I went to school to be. I did yards since I was a kid. Since I was about 10, 12 years old, I mowed lawns in my neighborhood all the time. We didn't have grass catchers and that. We raked all the yards, mowed lawns, and that's all I did all the time. Just push them all around, knock on the door. Hey, you want your lawn mowed? Yeah, $10. All right, mow it. And there was like three of us. There was me, my brother, and a friend of ours, and he ran the weed eater, and we'd mow, and we'd break. We'd all jump out and rake it up real quick. And so we always had that. So when I went into Job Corps in '86, I went in as auto mechanic and auto body. When I got in there, it's like being in jail, and they had a 2-year waiting list on both. So I asked the RA at I said, well, what can I get into? I don't want to be in here no 2 years. 4 years I'm going to be in here. And because I wanted to do auto mechanics and auto, that I was going to have to wait 2 years to get into auto mechanics. Then I was going to go 2 years through auto mechanics, and then if I did auto body, I was going to go another 2 years. So I had 4 years of freaking Job Corps. Man, I was like, no way, man, I'm out of here. What can I get into? Because you go in landscaping. So I went into landscaping, and when I got out of Job Corps, I went straight into auto mechanic, auto body. Yeah, and I worked there for a little bit, painting cars and stuff. I got out of it, went back to landscaping. Been doing it ever since. Yep, it's awesome. But so anyway, uh, yeah, Italian food. Yeah, like eggplant, parmesan. eggplant parmesan. That's good stuff. Yeah, we eat that. We buy it. We cheat. We buy it already made in the freezer department. Pop it in the microwave. Man, it is good. Lasagna and cannolis. Yeah, we cheat on that too. They don't do the cannolis, but the lasagna. Yeah, we cheat on that too. You can buy a what's that? Stouffer's. I know it's not real. I know it's not the real Italiano. Are you Italian? No, you're not Italian. You just told me you were Indian. See, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I just love the Italian food and I love the Mexican food. Yep, I love all of that stuff. I love every. I like. There's not too many foods that I don't like, but it's all good in moderation. But anyway, so that was my whole thing was to get on here and give some updates on where we're standing at on this case, and this is where we're going with this case. Is I want to go and get this reopened. I want this to be reopened, so I'm going to fight for it. I'm not going to stop. You know, I'm going to keep coming on here. That'd be great. That'd be great. Uh, that'd be awesome to do that if you could do that. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you need money for stamps and stuff like that, let me know. Let me know. Because uh, just let me know, and I could. Do you have a PayPal account? You sure? Yeah, because you know, if you have a PayPal account, I'm not good at PayPal accounts. I only do it with a friend of mine. But okay. But if you do, let me know. Okay, because I'm kind of I'm one of those folks that don't. I don't like. Yeah. Okay. You do. You promise? I don't want nothing for nothing. Never have. That's why my kids are all the same way. That's why when they were trying to tell me that my son was doing burglaries, I just know. You telling me my son's a burglar? My son makes $70,000 a year, dude. He's not burglarizing houses on his days off, barefooted. No, Timmy was. Yeah, no. Tommy's the same way. Nicole's the same way. My kids don't burglarize houses. You know, none of my kids do. Even Casey, she's the same way. Even Dustin Garrett, none of them. They don't. Well, they don't. I have 6 kids. Okay, and none of them have been in jail for burglarizing, robbing, beating up people, stealing. None of them been in trouble at all. In fact, when that cop was trying to talk to me, that lead investigator, he was the chief investigator over the case. He's going, I looked up your son in Modesto and Siri, Modesto, and I can't find a record on him. I said, because he doesn't have a record, bozo. He's 28 years old, 27 years old at the time. He never had a record. He's never record. Timmy was freaking, A and B student. But he was like CBA student. Played football. He had to keep his grades up to play football. And Manny wrestled. And he did karate. He did football. He did wrestling and basketball. This kid was busy all the time. And then when he got out of school, he was going to go play football for MJC, the Modesto Junior College here. They wanted him to start at linebacker over there and play some fullback for them. But, he decided he wanted to go to work. And he started his own landscaping business just like me until Amazon called him. And he was doing it for about 4 or 5 years. He started a little landscape business and he was mowing lawns and, trimming trees and putting in rock and all that stuff. And then Amazon called him. He said, Dad, Amazon called me. Do you think I ought to take it? I said, dude, you know what? Take it, bud. Because at that time I was 50 years old. I said, dude, I'm 48 years old, dude. My body's tore up, and look where I'm at right now. It took me a lot of years to get where I'm at right now. My body's tore up. And I said, yeah, go over there. I go, if you don't like it, you fall, you could always come back. You could always come back to doing yards. Doing yards, that's what you can do, you know? And I'd rather do yards for little old ladies that are 90 years old than I would rather do yard than a big apartment complexes and stuff like that. They don't want to pay you. I did some irrigation repair over here for Joanne's Fabric. It's a commercial property. I just did it a month ago. It's coming up on a month. And I went in and I revamped the whole system and I charged $75 an hour. And they didn't, but since they were doing a lot of work, I lowered my price to 65 and these guys haven't even paid me yet. See, so yeah, I just had to send the guy a letter the other day. Hey, dude, I need money, man. But see, commercial properties don't pay. But I have customers that are 90 years old, 80 years old. They pay just like clockwork. Boom, boom, boom. Don't ever have to send them a bill. They'll send you a check. That's what I like. And they're nicer people too. And I feel better doing work for older people. I like it. I feel it's kind of like a ministry like type deal for me. It's like, because when I get old, I'm hoping somebody will do stuff for me. So anyway, hey, I really enjoy you guys. Okay. John, are you still there? I think John and Ed bailed on us, Stephanie. Okay, you guys, thank you for coming out here. And hey, like I said, the forensic results we need to get letters out, emails out, talking to everybody that we can about getting this case submitted for reopening. Uh, Governor Paulus, state Colorado, uh, Phil Weissner, Attorney General, uh, Chief Carlson, Dean Villano, Sally Freshour. I listed all those emails. Hey, if you guys want to get in and help out, this is a good way to help out. Timmy was, all you people out there, all you friends and family, uh, Michael, you guys, all you guys that love Timmy, went to school with Timmy, played on his football field and all football team, you guys all know that this is all bullshit. All this is over there in Colorado is bullshit. You already know that. We already know that. It's time to stop crying. And I know some of you guys are all a bunch of football players. It's time to strap up and let's go. Let's go. Okay? So this is you have these email addresses. Get on there. Don't get on there and cuss them out and tell them you're going to go beat them up and stuff like that. That's just not what we're about. You can't do that. You'll get in trouble for that. But so hey, get on there, man, and send them and say, hey, you know what? We know that Timmy didn't do this, and we want answers too. We're not standing for this. We're not going to stand for this. We have to make noise. We have to get demand. We want to demand that this be reopened. Okay? So, hey, you guys have a beautiful weekend. Okay? And thank you for coming out here and hanging out with me for a whole hour and 13 minutes. But I think it was a pretty good stream tonight. I really do. I hope you enjoyed it because I did. So, hey, ta-da!